Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome back once again to Transwest Truck Trailer RV of Frederick, Colorado. My name's Mark Love, and today I'm going to be showing you a Canyon Star 3513 model. And one thing about the Canyon Stars, a couple of years ago, Newmar changed this to a front-end diesel. Canyon Star used to be the top end of their gas lineup. And generally you got bigger floor plans, nicer interiors, more features with them compared to a Base Star or a Base Star Sport. Well, now these are actually a diesel, and I want to talk about that a little bit just to start out. First of all, this is where your engine compartment is now. Now, this is a 340 Cummins. It's got 700 foot-pounds of torque, and you know, one benefit about having the motor up front is you get the radiator up front, so you do get better cooling. And as you can see, you can't see much of the engine, but access to all of your fluids is right there, easy to reach. And never forget to check that blinker fluid when you're filling up. Let's go down the outside here, and first of all, let's get a shot of the awning. This is an Apex dual armless awning that articulates in the middle, and it really is a great looking awning. If you're out here and it's raining a little bit, it'll run off. You don't have to close it up. It is motion censored, so if it starts to bounce around too much, it's going to close on its own. Another thing while we're right here, I want to talk about, this is a Magnum paint job, they call it. And this actually looks kind of black when it's cloudy, but it's a dark green with a metal flake, and you get this sage green on it. I just really like this color. I think this is a great looking coach. It's not overstated, it's not too bright or gaudy. So this is the Magnum paint job we're looking at here. Back here in this first compartment, we've got our propane. Now you do have some propane appliances here for your furnace and for your cook surface. So you get a very large propane tank. You could stay out quite a while, you know, dry camping with this much propane. Over in this compartment, see, we've got a nice compartment box with our inverter there on the right. And as we move back here, one of the things I'll point out, if you look in these compartments, you do have some pass-through on top, both in this one and in the next compartment. Now, with a regular rear diesel pusher and the raised rail chassis, you get more storage and more pass-through on top. So you do sacrifice that a little bit, but you still have room if you're carrying a ladder or some longer items to get them in there. One thing about the front-end diesel, the 340 Cummins is actually used on a lot of what I might call entry-level diesels, pushers. So you've got the same engine, the same horsepower, the same torque, but this is quite a bit less than what you're going to pay for a pusher. Mainly, you don't have the air ride suspension here. They are shocks and leaf springs, but it's a great ride. It gives you a little better towing and certainly much better torque for when you're climbing the mountains. Back here you can see that pass-through storage a little better on the top. And like I say, it's not completely all the way through, but you do have room for longer items. This is our water tank here. You can see the low tank drain right there, or the low point drain for your water tank and your lines. And then here's another storage compartment, and again, this one's got some good pass-through in the back. So if you're carrying one of the little giants or a ladder or something that's longer, you do have room to get it in here. The Truma AquaGo water heater, we'll talk about that inside. It is an on-demand, continuous hot water. Great looking cap on the back. It does have a ladder. There is one solar panel on the roof. It's basically a small 10 or 20 watt that is a battery maintenance system for your chassis battery, but we're pre-wired for solar with this one, so we can add as many panels as you want to it. You do have, you know, the Class 3 hitch, and towing on these is a little bit confusing as far as your tow capacity. This particular floor plan has a 33 28,000-pound gross combined, GCWR they call it. The GVWR is 30,000 pounds on this, and the empty weight's about 25,600. So if you're pulling without a lot in here, you could probably pull 7,000 pounds. When you start putting water in and gear, it's going to reduce that capacity you have for your GCWR, but you can easily pull 5,000 to 6,000 pounds with this. And when you're going up Eisenhower Pass with the diesel engine, you'll certainly notice the difference in the torque, in the horsepower this engine has. One of the benefits of that is you're not going to run as high of an RPM as a gas coach, and it's going to be quieter for you up front. Okay, let's move around to the driver's side. And again, this is part of our pass-through compartment. You can see it's got a 50 amp power cord. There is a transfer switch with a surge protector. This is part of the Newmar's slide mechanism, and they make their own slide mechanisms for these units. They might not be the fastest in the business, but they're one of the more dependable. Over here we've got kind of a longer compartment for storage items. And again, this unit, this is built just like their King Air, their high end. It's 16-inch on-center framing here. On a cold day when it's frosty, you can sometimes see the studs in there every 16 inches. It's like house framing. It's not a laminated wall, so it can't delaminate on you. And the other thing I like to point out, these all have flush slides. And although you can't see it with the slide out, this slide fascia actually tucks inside the sidewall. That way you don't get the wind noise when you're driving down the road. You won't have the water driving in where that fascia might overlap the outer wall. This actually makes for a quieter, better riding experience. Over here we have our water compartment. As you can see, there is a whole house filter there. You do have a black tank rinse, your freshwater fill, outside shower, and then your low point drains for your hot and cold water, all easy to access. Dump valves in this one, and you can run your hose down through the bottom there. This is your bypass tube. When you go to winterize it, and you can see we've got antifreeze in here, everything's been winterized, but it's really easy to access, your bypass for the water heater. You put the tube in your antifreeze, turn the pump on, and run it through your lines. Very quick and easy if that's something you want to do yourself. Get another storage compartment here. Standard generator on a Canyon Star is a 6,000 watt diesel. This has been upgraded to the 8,000 watt diesel. You do have two air conditioners. Again, standard would be a 13.5K. These have the 15,000 watt air conditioners with heat pumps. It's a nice upgrade. And then over here is our AGM batteries. That is on a pull-out tray, and there's 4 of them there. A standard unit with all propane, and the camping refrigerator is only going to have 2 batteries. When you go with the electric appliances, which they have the electric refrigerator in this case, you get a couple extra batteries, but also with those 2 1,200 watt inverters, if you're somebody that needs an oxygen machine or a sleep machine at night, you can rest assured that you're going to have enough power to get you through the night. Okay, then we do have sidewall cameras and a rear camera system, so as you put your blinker on, you can see down this side. That is something that's really handy when you're backing into a tight spot in an RV park. You can see how close you are there. All right, let's go around inside and take a look at the floor plan. While we're here, I forgot to mention we do have an outside TV. It's 31-inch TV with a sound system attached to it. And I also forgot to point out, we do have a central vacuum system with this unit. It's right there. These are the hoses for it. You can, you have a place inside to hook them up. But the nice thing is, if you get, you know, debris and dirt in your storage compartments, you can use it out here to clean it up. All right, why don't you go ahead and I'll follow you and shut the door. Like I had mentioned, this is the 3513 floor plan. It's got a full wall slide, a dinette slide, and then a bedroom slide in here, and a center bathroom. It's only 35 feet, 10 inches long, so it's really not that long of a coach, easy to get into tight spots. And again, this is the Magnum interior, and I really like the look. Canyon Star's always had solid surface countertops. The upgraded, this is the plank flooring here. It is a vinyl flooring. But when this used to be a gas coach, this is a very high-end look for a gas coach. And they've kept most of the interior features. They've just changed it to that front-end diesel. Let's go ahead and look at a little bit what we've got here in the cockpit area and on the dash. First of all, we get a 9-inch monitor with Nav and Go navigation there. And like I said, this is a three-way camera, so as you can see with the blinker on, we're looking down the side. And, you know, standard controls here as far as your fans, your bright and dim lights. You've got your generator start right here. You've got your visors for the front window, which are electric. You also have the battery boost. That's nice in cold weather conditions. Maybe you need a little help for your chassis battery to get it started. By hitting that, you're using your house batteries to help start the chassis. Then over here, one thing I did want to point out, you do get an exhaust brake here, and it's just a single stage exhaust brake there. 6-speed Allison transmission, a full auto levelers with this one. And again, we are on a Freightliner chassis, so it's a little more heavy duty than what you're going to find on the gas coaches, and certainly much better if you're towing a heavy load. Up here in the front, we do get some good storage. Since this one doesn't have a TV, we get this up here. We move back. We do have a freestanding table and chairs here. There will be a couple of folding chairs in the back. One thing I want to point out, and maybe get a shot of this barcode here, most of the manufacturers have gone away from printed brochures. So if you want a brochure, you could probably scan that with your phone right off the video, and it will pull up all the information for the Canyon Stars. In fact, you can link yourself to all of the Newmar video brochures that they have online. Over on this side, which folds out. And we also have a couple of nice ottomans. These are great for storage, but also they turn around and give you a solid surface. You know, if you want to put a plate there, if you're eating, or, you know, working a crossword puzzle or something, want to set it down there. So you get two ottomans there. Up here we've got nice storage throughout. And this is deeper than you think. It's 14 inches deep, so you can store a lot of items in there. Another thing I like that Newmar does, notice these are all hidden hinges. They have great hardware on it. They don't look gaudy, or you don't have them sticking out the top. We move back over on this side. Here we've got a midship TV, kind of faces the couch. Both the front driver and passenger seats spin around, makes a great spot for watching TV. And then we do get a little bit more storage here. There we go, and it looks like we've got some of our video components up there. As you walk in the door, Right overhead is your control switches, monitor panels. You can check your tanks. This is your awning controls. Your Truma AquaGo, I talked about that a little bit outside. Propane heater that is a continuous water heater. So it's more or less an on-demand system here. Very nice. And this is your Xantrex inverter there. You do have your Winegard antenna. You have a digital antenna and a satellite on this. Block heater right here, so on cold days you might want to turn that on and preheat your engine block. Okay, as we move back to the kitchen, first of all, let me show you a little bit of the storage in here. We have 3 cabinets above, and then down here, good storage, place for a trash can. And then over here we have 4 nice deep drawers, and these are all soft close throughout. And then over on this side we've got some extra large drawers, and again for kitchen utensils, pots and pans, plenty of room. One of the nice things Newmar does is give you a little touch-up pane if you get a small scratch outside. You can touch that up yourself. Excuse me, this is the induction cook stove. I said propane earlier, but that again is part of the reason for the extra batteries and the 2 inverters. This actually pulls out, and you can take it outside and plug it in and use it out under your awning if you'd like. We do have a nice stainless steel double sink here. Deep enough to get the biggest of your pots in here. It does have a residential style sprayer. And it's an undermount sink. It's easy, just wipe stuff right into the sink there. And then, like most of these, you get the convection microwave. It's rare to find an oven anymore. You can see this is a brand new coach and we haven't unpacked everything yet. And then here we've got this is a 10 cubic foot electric refrigerator and freezer. And again, that'll work off your inverter. Okay, let's turn to the bathroom here. And I'm just going to let you walk in there by yourself, Jody. First of all, you notice the shower is a one-piece fiberglass surround. It's got the skylight. There's plenty of room if you're 6'3", 6'4" to get in there. And it's got the nice teak seat that folds down. I love that feature. You also have good storage. I'll go ahead and open up these.